To put it in perspective, this is the end of the first quarter, Joe, as you've called out on your show before. We're still talking about the funding this year. This should have been done in September 30th of this year. And so we have 75% of the federal government's discretionary budget funded so far this year, and the politicians up here think that's good enough. Unfortunately, it isn't nearly good enough. The president right now is looking at this and thinking about, you know, the border security, disaster relief, the Land Act, all of the things that are not in this continuing resolution. But this is unbelievable. This is the 186th continuing resolution since 1974 when this Budget Act was put in place. We can do better than this, Joe.
I just wonder how this finally plays out. What do you think is going to eventually happen with the president and how he approaches this? Do you think it's going to be funded differently? Do you think that? I don't think the Democrats, which some of the same individuals may have been, may have thought more seriously about doing this years ago, or at least are on record saying things, and they've got a lot of different reasons that they don't want to fund this at all. I guess they're saying it's concrete. We don't want. It's just impractical. It doesn't work. There's better ways to do it. But it all just seems like is that the real reasons, or they're not going to let this guy get what he wants no matter what?
Well, it's more a political issue on the left than it is a national security issue, which is what President Trump is calling out. Look, over the last few weeks, President Trump demonstrated that he's very workable on different ways, not only to fund it, but also on different amounts that he needs to get it done. The bottom line is that this is a national security issue. I agree with the president. I voted no in our voice vote last night on this continuing resolution for several reasons. This is the biggest reason. I agree with what they're saying in the House. This is the time we should force the Democrats to negotiate on this. I believe that kicking the can down the road does two things. It puts us under pressure internationally with our partners about how serious we are about defending our own border. But the second thing it does is it delays starting next year's budgeting and appropriation process. And you know, here's the irony here is that by delaying to February 8th, we only have 57 working days, the way the Senate works, until July 31 next year, which is when we really have to get this next year's appropriating done. And I'm just very skeptical of being able to do that. So I believe we got to come back right after Christmas. We're arguing now about coming back the latter part of next week to get this done in the Senate.